Hello, my name is Elaida. Since I'm one of the most popular girls in my class, I had a corresponding boyfriend, Leon. He was a top track and field runner, his father a former athlete with a huge bank account. It would seem like the perfect story about the perfect guy, but it's not going to be about him at all, and I'll tell you about it all in detail. Just watch. Leon wooed me beautifully, which is what won me over. The only thing I didn't take into account was his endless trips abroad on his sports stuff. That is, he was often not around, and I had to hang out with my other friends. Out of boredom, we wandered into one of the most beautiful, brilliant stores, where I saw a ring that I instantly fell in love with. It would be perfect for my prom dress, I dreamed. But it turned out that it was already taken. I asked who dared to, and then Sandra walked into the store. I couldn't stand her. She was in the class opposite, and we were different. I was blonde, she was brunette, and we had constant confrontations. Who was more fashionable, who wore a more expensive dress, and so on. I wouldn't give that ring up for anything, so I tried to negotiate with her. I offered her money, but she was already so rich. Sandra said that if I wanted to get that ring, we could make a deal. When I asked her, what deal, she said that school had gotten really boring lately, to which I agreed, and she offered to have some fun. That's when our pizza delivery guy walked into the store. It was our classmate, Eddie, who was a loser. He, as soon as he saw us, tripped and fell on the floor face down, and the pizza fell out of the box and rolled across the hall at the feet of the receptionist. We laughed. Eddie got up and started apologizing wildly, returned the money, and left. "Hey, Eddie, maybe you should work as a janitor. There's nothing to drop," Sandra said, which made me laugh too. "Date him for a month." "What? For a month? Are you crazy? He's a nerd, also poor, and I have a boyfriend." "Let's face it, Leon's in and out. Eddie's a real weirdo, but that's the fun of it. Also, you'll get more than just a ring. If I become homecoming queen, I'll personally give you the crown." "And if I get it anyway?" "My dad's the principal. I'm sorry, that's a long shot. But there's more." Sandra pulled out her phone and showed me a video of Leon openly kissing another girl in front of the Eiffel Tower a week ago. I won't tell you what happened to me afterward, but nothing mattered more. I wanted a distraction, so I did it. The next day, when Eddie came to school, someone tripped him, and I helped him up. Everyone was freaking out, and so was he. I winked at him and told him that I was ashamed of yesterday because I had kicked the door when he came in, and if I hadn't, he wouldn't have fallen over. Eddie willingly believed this nonsense, and I found an excuse to drag him out to lunch. I sat down at the table with him, and he almost choked because he'd been sitting alone at lunch for the last 6 years. Everyone noticed and started whispering. I kept playing my part by wiping his mouth with a napkin, eating a sexy apple, and drinking from his soda bottle. I followed Eddie home after class, telling him I'd give him a ride home. He said no, but I noticed he'd ripped his pants somewhere in the most interesting place. Eddie only noticed after I told him, and he blushed. I told him, "Get in," and off we went. On the way, he asked me the question, "Why are you suddenly so nice to me?" To which I replied that it was all out of guilt, but not just that. "What else?" "Maybe I like you." Eddie blushed again, started panting and sweating, and I started sneezing really, really hard. We barely made it to his house. When I stopped the car, Eddie wanted to give me a tissue, but I sneezed even more, and I bumped the steering wheel of the car. I hit my nose so hard that my nose started bleeding. Eddie got scared, I got hysterical. He took me inside, but the sneezing didn't stop. My mascara was running. I went into the bathroom to wash my face, and it stopped. Then, when I came out, Eddie asked worriedly how I was, and I started sneezing again. I moved further away from him, then closer, then further away again, and I realized I was allergic to him. Oh shit, that's totally out of line. What am I going to do with him now? If I stop seeing him, Sandra will take the crown, and all I'll have is a picture of Leon with his mistress? Oh no, I have to do something. The next day, Eddie met me with a bag full of antihistamines. It was so cute. He didn't realize I was allergic to him, but still, he tried to help in some way. I walked beside him and took the medicine. It got better. At lunch, somebody threw a juice box in his direction, and he got all wet. The whole room laughed, but I didn't feel like laughing. I called out Dave, the local asshole, whoever he needed to be, and he got up, and before I got near him, Eddie punched him. Dave fell to the floor, and everyone shut up. No one expected a nerd to do something like that. Then Sandra came up and said to me, "Look at the drag, and Dave won't just leave it alone either." And I went into the bathroom with Eddie. He was depressed, and I hugged him. "Never mind. Assholes will be assholes," I said, and then I started sneezing again. "You're too nice to me. You're allergic to me, and you sneeze all the time." "No, I'm not. It has nothing to do with you." "Elaida, I'm inexperienced with girls, but I'm smart on my own. Whenever my adrenaline or cortisol levels go up, I start to sweat. That's my body's reaction. You're allergic to the secreted enzymes. We're biologically incompatible, you know? No one's ever cared about me as much as you do." "It's nothing. I like you too. I have for a long time." "Wait, I just thought of something." The other day when Eddie and I met, he was wearing a hazmat suit. "It's so you don't get hurt," he said. I was just shocked. The suit made Eddie sweat even more, and he was itching all over, but he still wouldn't take it off. I couldn't believe he was doing all this for me. Of course, Dave couldn't just let that incident go, and another time, as Eddie and I were walking to school, Leon came up to me and kissed me. I wondered, when did he get back? Why didn't he let me know? And behind him, Sandra and Dave waved to me. "You bastards, they did it all." Eddie was embarrassed, and Leon hugged me and pulled me away. We got into a fight. I told him that we weren't together anymore, and Leon didn't even try to make an excuse for cheating. "I have another boyfriend now," I told him, but Eddie was gone. Leon freaked out and said we'd talk again. So I went looking for Eddie. He was nowhere to be found. Eventually, I found him at his house in the evening. He wouldn't answer his phone or answer the door, so I had no choice but to climb in through his window. "Eddie, I gotta talk to you." "Go away, I heard everything." "You lied to me. You went out on a bet, and because you wanted revenge for Leon, and I'm a jerk for believing you." "It's not like that. Open the window, let's talk." "No, I don't want to. Go away. You're a liar." "Eddie, I know you're right. That's how it started. But I've never met a guy like you before. You're more than that to me. No one's ever cared about me like you have." "You're allergic to me." "We'll figure something out, and you won't have to wear a suit." "I don't believe you, Elaida." "Eddie, I... The ladder couldn't hold me, and I fell. Good thing there were trash cans at the bottom, and it was an easy fall. Eddie got a fright and ran out, and I lay there, looking up at the sky. "Oh my God, are you okay?" "I'm lying on a dumpster in the middle of your yard, talking you into being with me. How do you think I am?" "Yeah, you're right. But let's leave it at that. I was fine on my own." "No, you weren't. I miss you." Eddie came closer. I sneezed and sneezed, but before he could say anything, I kissed him. We talked, and it all worked out. I gave the ring to Sandra and told her I didn't want it or the crown. The bitch shouted at my back that she and Leon were together now, but that didn't affect me in any way. "Did you get that, Elaida?" "What exactly?" "That photo with Leon and the other girl was photoshopped. I purposely took him away from you, and I also knew you wanted to be homecoming queen. But remember, I'm the only one, and you don't get the crown." "You're such a bitch, Sandra. But you know what? I feel sorry for you. And also, thanks to you, I found a guy I never dreamed I'd find. So, thank you. You can have Leon. I don't like him anyway. A relationship with him, it's like your hair, on and off." As for my allergies, no, I never stopped sneezing. So Eddie and I kept our distance. It was a tough relationship, honestly, but everything else was great. We had great times together, eating, walking, joking around. Then prom came around. I wore a different dress, and Eddie and I went next to each other into the heart of the dance floor. We didn't know how to dance, and Eddie gave me a teddy bear. It was so cute. The teddy bear was between us, and that made me feel a little better. Everyone laughed at us, but I didn't care. Isn't that love? Tell me, guys, did you like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Don't forget to like it, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.